Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add.
Hello everyone, I got a list for you. Zombody. Myself and my kids like to take artistic liberties. Anytime the word somebody comes up in music, I like to replace it with the word zombody. So that's most of the inspiration for the title of the deck. It's kind of corny and easy for me to remember, but here we have the very expensive version of the list. I'll talk about the budget one next. Then we can compare and contrast things that we had to cut, review the editing aspects, but it's a casual control mill list. I have tried playing this in paper back in the day where it was just like a zombie deck because we were trying to pursue a big upkeep trigger. In case you don't know what he does, on upkeep you drain each opponent by X life or X is the zombies you control. You also scry X based on that same number. And then for 4 mana, you can exile a card from someone's graveyard, and you make a token copy that's a black zombie. The other paragraph at the bottom is when he dies, he gets returned back to your hand on the next end step. So if he was to die on someone else's turn, you get it on their end step. So basically the only way you deal with this thing is you exile it, or you counter it while it's on the stack. It's the only way you can deny that death trigger, really. Now, from when I built this in paper a few years ago, it was a clunky mess. I hated playing a zombie deck. It just felt like I would run out of gas like all the time. Or I'd be bottlenecked somewhere because I couldn't cast him and get a bunch of zombies out at the same time. And I tried revisiting it, seeing if the strategy was better. When I built it again, it was still suffering the same tempo issues that pissed me off a couple of years ago.
Pain in the ass.
So I was like, you know what? Why was this card good originally? Oh yes, controlless. Back in the day when this came out in Hour of Devastation, the idea is you get the Scarab God down, use all your removal, taking care of your opponent's stuff, and you animate them on your side of the field to beat them to death with it. We're going to do the same thing. It was effective in a 60 card format that is, significantly faster than EDH. And we get to apply it in this kind of a format, which I've had a lot more success with. I will play these in a separate video for you all to enjoy, to see what I'm talking about. 9 power is nothing to scoff at. If you can activate him multiple times a turn, that's an additional 8 power, or more. So it does add up. My advice for animating stuff, or actually it doesn't even matter. You're not stealing things, but it acts like a theft deck. So it does have a safety valve. Because normally when you play theft decks, if you steal too much from someone and they surrender, all the stuff you steal goes up in smoke. Versus this, you exile the thing, and then you get a token copy. So if they surrender, it doesn't matter. You still get to keep the token copy. So you get to play a semi-theft strategy that is incredibly safe to do. Our goal is to keep the board empty, get enough mana to activate the thing, and then just go to combat, go to town, drag the game out long enough, make people use double their resources that deal with us, and eventually we just outvalue them. First up, we have Altar the Brood. Whenever a permanent enters, each opponent mills a card. We're looking for some big scary stuff to animate from people's graveyards. What's nice about our list is we don't need to have dedicated graveyard hate. It just comes with our commander naturally. So pretty sweet gig to pair up with a mill strategy. I'm only going to talk about things that are significant and synergistically cool. Ruin Crab. On landfall, each of our opponents mill 3 cards. So per land that hits the field, we get access to 9 cards, essentially. Training Grounds, particularly special. It reduces the cost of Scarab God by 2, so it only costs us a blue and a black to get the job done. And that will definitely help enable us activating it multiple times a turn. In terms of practice, you shouldn't be activating the Scarab God until the very last possible moment. That means you activate him on the end step of the turn before yours, or you activate him when he's about to die. so you could, avoid tempo issues, because like I said, it's hard to cast him and activate him in the same turn. Crimson Marauder. It's a body that is removal. It makes everyone sack a creature.
I go down, we all go down.
Why I like the edict effects that are on bodies is we could exile our own creatures from our own graveyard. So like our removal package is mostly sorcery speed, and it comes from creatures. So like we get the 2-for-1 our opponents with them. That's what enables us to play 1-for-1 spells really effectively, is our commander. Dark Confidant. Same story, only we want card advantage on bodies as well. So our creature package is actually pretty swanky. It's 30. Normally when you see control lists, they're, I guess, heavy in the instant sorcery department, but with our list, it's more heavier on the creatures. So we have something guaranteed, because like we have stuff that people have to deal with, and now we have to make them deal with it twice with our commander. Ghostly Pilfer, card advantage on a stick. Gilded Drake, removal on a stick. Heartless Summoning. Every chance I get to play this thing, I always have a great time. It's really good because it makes our creature spells cost 2 less, and we have a lot of creatures, so the coupon goes a long way. The trade-off is our creatures get -1/-1. We don't care. Especially when we make a token copy, they become 3/3s. Like, whatever, who cares? But we like it because it makes our stuff more affordable. Ms. Miracorp. We get to mill every time someone untaps something. Super good. It's $20 for a reason. Mind Crank. Whenever someone loses life, they mill that many cards. So this also combos with our commander, because we make people lose life based on the number of zombies we have. So for one of those triggers, they mill that many, and then on top of that, like, there's natural life lost in the game between land activations and chip damage, what have you.
It really adds up.
That's a lot of milling. A lot of cards for us to animate into our field. Polywog Prodigy, card advantage on a stick. Volatile Stormdrake, stealing people's stuff. It's like the discount version of Gilded Drake, but it's still really effective. I mean, getting 4 energy hits a lot of stuff. And then if we don't use it all, we bank it for later, animate this with our commander, and then we'll have energy to use on the back end to steal something even bigger if we needed to. Removal on a stick, removal on a stick, removal on a stick, removal on a stick. Memory Erosion. Whenever someone casts a spell, they mill 2 cards. So that adds up pretty quick. You have to play, in order to play Magic, you have to cast spells.
I want to play a game.
So this triggers a lot. Surprisingly, only $6. On a budget, I think I squeezed this in there. Removal on a stick, advantage on a stick. I run things like Oubliette and Imprison in the Moon because it neuters people's commanders. Oubliette doesn't hit Planeswalker commanders, so it's just, they're both good because you get to see how functional someone's deck is if their commander's not in play. Removal on a stick. Mill whenever we draw. Big mana on a stick. Urtai's removal on a stick. Removal on a stick. Removal on a stick. Card advantage disruption on a stick. This is one of our, game changers. Seemed fitting to have our game changers be on creatures since we could animate them and make our opponents deal with them twice. So 2 of the 3 are creatures. Italian, card advantage on a stick. Black Market for big mana. Board wipe. Board wipe. Board wipe. Board wipe on a stick. When you are on a dedicated control list, you need more than just your typical 2 to 3 board wipes. You need at least double, and we definitely cover that base. And we don't care killing our own stuff. We can just get them back.
Lamps to the cosmic slaughter!
When we can trade 1 spell for multiple, that is the true way of playing control. Advantage on a stick, removal on a stick, removal on a stick, removal on a stick. Advantage on a stick or second game changer, removal on a stick. I like Shadow of the Sun. Gives an additional beginning phase, which includes an upkeep trigger, and it happens on our end step, so it gives us something the turn we play it, which is why I like it. I do like Sphinx of the Second Sun, but it's 8 mana. I don't want to deal with something that expensive. Singularity Rupture, board wipe that also mills half of people's libraries, and Sire Stagnation, which is an oldie and a goodie. It's like a discount version of Consecrated Sphinx. I don't see enough people playing it. It's a mythic rare for $1, criminally underpriced for how good it is. Every time I play it, I feel good. Every single time. And then Ancient Tombs are third and final game changer. We got expensive costs like our commander, we got expensive costs and activations, so the tomb will help. Most of these are just lands for fixing, but we got the classic Urborg and Cabal Coffers set up. We have Nykthos for big mana. That's just to help us, expend it. We have something to generate mana. And our curve comes out to be just under 2, which is perfect. Now, let's look at the budget version. Mill is a popular format. The mill cards are like the most expensive and were the first things to get dashed. I'm just going to talk about the things that are unique that kind of replace those expensive cards. Really, it wasn't too bad. Like, maybe 4 or 5 mill cards got replaced, and then our mana base gets a little less consistent. We play with a lot more basics. We have Dead of Winter, because now we have more basics, more snow sources, so it gets a lot better in this version. Some of the 3 drops is special. Yeah, we talked about Dead of Winter, and then Hearthstone. Activate abilities cost 1 less to activate. Now, it is symmetrical. It affects our opponents too, but I think we can get a little bit better mileage than everyone else can. If you want to include this in the budget-less version, then I wouldn't fault you for it. Mind Rack Harpy. Being of combat, I like this one. I normally don't go for these like triggered effects unless I could get it the same turn I play it. This is one of those. Like I play main phase 1, combat hits. Each player mills 3. We see 12 cards to animate. What's not to like, and it's on a body, so we get it back if we need to. Dreamborn Muse. Mill, it triggers on upkeep. Mill X or X the number of cards in their hand. It's not too crazy because people could be empty-handed, be hellbent, and they don't mill at all. But
We got nothing.
most of the time in Magic and Commander, people like having full grips of the cards. And it's a body we could animate. Massacre Girl, Known Killer. Heavy creature package, and then it gives all of our stuff Wither. So, I mean, through just natural combat, we could see a lot of cards off of this. And it's something we could animate. Graveborn Muse, card advantage on a stick. It cares about zombies. We drain ourselves for a life, but we get to keep a full hand of cards. Gothafed, the Soul Hoarder. If an opponent owned by another player would be put in a graveyard from the battlefield, we draw and lose a life. This thing could rack you up a lot of cards. It's flying, it's a 6/6, can beat people down too. 17 cents is a steal. Don't know why more people don't play it. Harvester Souls, or non-token creature dies, we get to draw a card. Now, our stuff doesn't draw when our tokens die, but this triggers on everyone's stuff dying, so it does draw you a lot of cards. Kind of like Kothafed, but not as big of a net as Kothafed. Some of the Primal Odin, I liked it because I could animate it back, and it has a condition where if we hit someone, they lose the game. Nets us cards, blows something up. It kind of does a little bit of everything. $1.82 is a steal. Original Multiverse, mills everyone, 10 cards. We get to animate something from everybody. Super slick, and the lands are just for fixing, and I only spent $3 on that budget. So those are the lists. I don't see the point in investing too much into lands on a budget because they're not impacting the game. All it does is give you mana. Now, does that make us less consistent? Yeah, but I'm kind of hedging my bets that we'll see at least one island, one swamp pretty consistently. Plus, we have a healthy package of rocks. I think we have 12. So we should be fine. Now, I'll see you in the games.